You're watching Waves Discovery. At first, it seemed like just another entry in a stream of data. Numbers, timestamps, photon counts. The kind of material Webb sends back every week. The James Webb Space Telescope was built to catch the faintest light from the oldest corners of the universe. But one dataset refused to fade into background noise. It pointed to an object labeled 3 Atlas. An interstellar traveler cutting through our solar system on a hyperbolic path. On paper, 3 Atlas looked ordinary. A dark, icy body racing through space. Exactly the type of visitor astronomers hope to study for clues about distant star systems. Then Webb's instruments picked up something unexpected. A flicker of light. Not the chaotic sparkle of tumbling ice. Not a random flare from a dust jet. But a steady, repeating glow. Its spectrum focused in the near-infrared, wavelengths that human engineers value for efficiency. The light wasn't scattered across the surface. It formed structured bands, sweeping across as the object rotated. Like the night side of a planet lit by sprawling city grids. Bright patches appearing, disappearing, and returning with precision. The team checked for errors. Instrument glitches. Calibration issues. Natural plumes catching light at odd angles. None explained it. The glow was clean, stable, and exact. Stability is an engineer's fingerprint. The data looked like design. That realization carried 2 profound truths. First, the photons were created by technology, not chemistry. Second, there was intention behind it. Either someone wanted to be seen. Or the lights were serving a function, navigation, habitation, or something beyond our imagination. The scale stunned researchers. For Webb to detect it from so far, the source had to be enormous or unbelievably efficient. This wasn't a spark. It was illumination stretched across a drifting world. Through Webb's eyes, the mystery deepened. As 3 Atlas rotated, glowing regions swept into view like clockwork. Models suggested vast arrays scattered across its surface. The wavelength matched the kind of emissions a civilization might use to preserve energy and longevity. Webb hadn't captured a random glint. It had recorded something that looked like an engineered nightscape drifting between stars. The implications were staggering. For centuries we've asked whether intelligence exists beyond Earth. Now the question shifted from if to how. Was 3 Atlas inhabited? Was it a derelict craft clinging to minimal systems? A probe, built to endure millennia of travel? Or a signal meant to be seen by whoever was watching? Each answer carried its own consequences. And if even one interstellar object showed this, how many others had slipped past unnoticed? We've only tracked a handful. Perhaps rarity is not absence, only the limits of our instruments. Even a small fraction carrying signatures of technology would mean the galaxy is alive with emissaries, relics, or messages. The response on Earth revealed as much about us as the discovery itself. News spread cautiously through scientific circles, peer reviews, and careful briefings. Astronomers know the danger of premature claims. But once confirmed, reactions ranged from awe to disbelief. Institutions tried to balance openness with responsibility. Share enough to verify. Hold back enough to avoid chaos. Meanwhile, the public filled the skies of the internet with wonder and speculation. But time was short. Hyperbolic visitors do not linger. 3 Atlas was already retreating into the interstellar dark. Observatories worldwide scrambled to gather every photon they could. Radio sweeps. Thermal scans. Polarization checks. Each sharpened the picture but left the greatest question unanswered: intention. We can measure the glow. We can map its rhythm. But purpose, beacon, infrastructure, or necessity remains unknown. Perhaps the lights were no threat at all. Perhaps they were a gesture. In the loneliness between stars, maybe someone thought it worth signaling. A quiet message written in light: I was here. If so, then the galaxy is not empty. It holds others, distant, different, but undeniably present. 3 Atlas will pass. But the data remains. A dark traveler. A patterned glow. And the fact that the universe may have just said hello.